Hey YouTube, been a while since I posted, but here I am back again on the bike on the 1st of December 2024. Kind of a cool morning this morning. I was gonna say cold, but my computer says 50 degrees, and I think for a lot of people that's not cold at all, so we'll call it cool. I was gonna post last week. I did my annual post Thanksgiving Day ride, and unfortunately, waiting for a car here to make sure they see me. Unfortunately, my video camera that I was using at that time was not being very cooperative. I did take a bunch of pictures, so I'll put those in, and I'm gonna let my future self narrate that part of this video.
The PTSD is a 200-kilometer ride, about 125 miles, from Davis to the Embarcadero in San Francisco. I've been doing this every year on the day after Thanksgiving for about the past 12 years or so. Sometimes with friends, sometimes like this year, just went out by myself. Had a great day on the bike. It started out cold and windy. This year turned nice later in the day. Made a few traditional stops, one in Napa for bagels and something to drink. Then on to Petaluma, had a snack there. One place that I usually stop at, which I just stopped for pictures, was, you see here, the Marin French Cheese Company. From there on to Newcastle, and then up and over the hills down into Fairfax, and on up the peninsula to San Francisco, which was where I ended at the base of Market Street. So yeah, nice day on the bike. Finished up with a ride on BART and Amtrak home. And with that, I'll turn it back to my other self.
So that was last week. Today I'm just shooting for about 50 miles. I'm heading up from world headquarters here in Carmichael up to Newcastle, where there's a nice little bakery or little market up there with pastries and coffee. I'm hoping they're open today. Also kind of an interesting little old downtown there in Newcastle. And I'm hoping to take some photographs up there, which I do pretty much every time I ride. I bring a camera. And speaking of which, I have talked in the past about doing a series of videos on taking photos on the bike. I do plan to do that, and I'll talk about the cameras that I use, some of my experiences, what I've learned about bringing cameras, taking photos on the bike, and so on. Today I'm going to use a camera which is probably not optimal for carrying on the bike. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, I do plan on producing some of those videos, and I hope everyone finds those interesting. So anyway, on we go up to Newcastle. So the turnoff up to Newcastle is right back there, but I'm coming up here because ahead of me is just kind of a fun little thing. Always kind of like going through this tunnel. Got my lights on, I got my blinky on. So here we go. that was kind of fun. I go up here and turn around, and then take the turn off to Newcastle. Well, I'm almost home, so probably a good time just to talk for a minute about the camera that I brought today. I promised I would do that. So on this ride, well, first of all, on every ride I go on, I've got a camera with me, and 99% of the time that's a film camera. I just like film. I like the process of taking film pictures and having to be a little bit more discerning about what I take pictures of, because you only have a few. You can't pop off a few hundred frames and hope you find something good in there. So I do enjoy film photography, and I love film cameras, and I like taking all different kinds of cameras with me. Now today I brought a camera that's probably not optimal for cycling. I'm carrying a Leica M5, which came out in the early 70s, I think around 1972. If you look around on the internet, and I'll put a link or two in the description, you find a lot about this camera. It was not a great success for Leica. It was a camera that was groundbreaking in some ways, but Leica people are very tradition bound, and this camera differed in a few ways that I don't think are that important from the cameras that came before it. So it did not sell well, and Leica came out a few years later with the M4, which went back to the traditional shape and size and so on, and then they continued iterating that camera all the way through till today. But the M5 was not a great success. I really like it. It has some features that I really do like on it, but in terms of cycling, it is a little heavy. I don't really care that much about how much it weighs. Me and the bike are heavy enough as it is, but it is a little heavy. It's also a camera that demands that you spend some time with it. It is not an automatic camera. It has a meter in it, but you have to set the exposure, you have to focus it, obviously aim it at something, and take the picture. So it's really a camera that demands that you get off the bike, find something to take a picture of, compose, set the camera settings and so on, and then take the picture. It's not quick at all. It takes great pictures, but it's not the kind of camera that you're going to pull out of your bag and pop off a shot. So I do have other cameras that I use that are more maybe cycling friendly, a lot of point and shoot cameras that are smaller, easier to carry, automatic. I'll talk about those in future videos. But for now, here are some sample shots that I took with the Leica today. I think they came out great, and they fit in with my philosophy of these days, which is my rides are about half cycling and half art project anymore. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the pictures, and I will check back again in a future video now that I have a camera that looks like it will continue working for me, unlike my last one. All right, stay safe out there, keep riding. Talk to you soon.